to start today's video off here. Today's March 14th, 2013. I'm going to start it off with a thunderstorm picture here. Looks like a pretty big thunderstorm just east of Cleveland. This is sent in from Kyle from Ohio. Thank you for sending this in. Let me stand off the screen so we can see this. You can see pointing east just of Cleveland, you see the cumulonimbus clouds to the east. And this thunderstorm probably was producing quite a bit in the way of hail. This is from July 15th. I believe it was, let me check, 2012, I believe. It's a really, really beautiful photograph. And thanks, Kyle, for sending that in. That is, yes, 2012. So, send in your photos or videos if you have them. You can send them in from any time, and I will display them on my page, on my video. The video that I do every day, once a day. So, let's get right into the weather forecast, shall we? Let's start out with current conditions. I have some newer developments with the models, so I want to get right into this. I want to dig down into this. You can see across, this is March 14th, 2013 at around 5 p.m. You can see the frontal boundaries draping across the northern plains. This is where we have some problems with some overrunning precipitation. Out west, we've got a system moving on the coast, and out east here, we have a lot of wind and a lot of cold. And I'm going to get right into this right now. Let's get right into the scenario that we're looking at for March 18th through the 21st. The models, both major model suites, the ECMWF and the GFS, are really picking up on the secondary coastal development earlier next week, as the system starts as a Great Lakes cutter and then develops off the coastline and then shoots up across eastern New England. This will be a very complicated precipitation scenario for many people across the Mid-Atlantic region. For most of the Midwest, from Colorado up to, say, Michigan, it will be pretty clear cut. You'll either have snow to the north, rain to the south. But as we get this low bending towards the northeast, then that's when we draw up the warm air. We'll initially have a shot of snow across much of the Mid-Atlantic. That'll change to rain, but then as secondary low development develops and bombs out probably the 19th and 20th, and then moves off towards New England towards the 21st, that's where we get colder air filtering down across much of New England, and that's where and the Mid-Atlantic, that's where we'll change back to snow. So for many people it will be snow to rain and then back to snow. And that's a very complicated scenario because it messes around with our snowfall accumulations. And this is the best I can come up with for the snowfall map right now. And I will fine-tune this, a big swath across the Midwest. Then as you get into the Mid-Atlantic, that's where we get into the problem areas. Pennsylvania, upstate New York, Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. These areas could be from snow to rain, back to snow. Even Maryland, maybe as far south as Washington, D.C. Heading up towards Concord and northward, it may stay all snow. As this low bombs out, it could go up down to 986 millibars or even farther below that, some of the models are hinting. So we're going to continue to watch this situation. If we take a look at the temperatures will show cold air outbreak across the northeast states. Pretty cold for this time of year. Out west, things warm up, and in the central states, things really warm up. Look at this temperature gradient across the northern tier states. This is where we get into the baroclinic zone, and this is where low pressure systems can ride very rapidly and produce heavy amounts of precipitation across the northern tier of states. And we'll continue to watch this. If you see towards the end of the forecast period here, towards the 18th, that's where we get into pockets of cold air across New York, Pennsylvania, and New England. Some areas may not get out of the 20s, and that is supportive enough for snowfall accumulations. We'll continue to watch it here at MeteoMark. Like us on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Visit our website at MeteoMark.com. And here is a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. As you can see through the forecast period here in the southern tier of New York and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania, we pretty much have a scenario in which a lake effect regime sets in, and we'll continue for Friday. We'll continue on into the lower 40s. Saturday we'll continue around mid-30s. It will be Sunday where we get mostly sunny skies right before the next storm moves in. Overnight lows through this period will be in the upper teens to lower 20s, so expect a much colder time of it across the southern tier of New York and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania, especially in those colder valleys, especially the Susquehanna River Valley. And then we continue on into Monday. And Monday, I want my local viewers, as well as the rest of the area of the Mid-Atlantic, to watch this storm, because this is where we get into the mixture. And temperatures will start out in the lower 30s, rise into the upper 30s, and back into the lower 30s and upper 20s. And that's where we get into heavy rain and heavy snow possibility. Lows will be around the upper 20s. So that's going to do it for MeteoMark.